Florette here, and thanks for joining me at Ink on 3. I'm really excited to share with you our Ink Off Stamp Cleaner in a pad. So it's just like an ink pad, but it cleans your stamps. No more worrying about spraying, no more worrying about breathing in fumes, and it's a fantastic cleaner. It's great for clear photopolymer stamps. You can use it on rubber stamps. You can clean your acrylic blocks with it. So many things. So I'm inking it up with a permanent ink because it will clean permanent inks as well. It'll get your stamp really nice and clean, and it'll also condition your stamps. Once you stamp your stamp, you're going to have a lot of ink on there. So I usually do one of two methods. I can take a piece of scratch paper and stamp it off to get some of the excess ink off. But my favorite method is to take an ink off cloth and just wipe off some of the excess ink. Once I've done that, then I'm going to grab my ink off cleaning pad. And what's really great is it travels well. You don't have to spray anything. It's really fantastic and easy to use. And you'll notice mine does have some ink color on it, and it will change colors as you use it with different inks, but it's going to work continually for a really long time. Once you're done with that, you just simply wipe off the excess cleaner, and the ink is going to come right off, and you're going to have a beautifully cleaned and conditioned stamp ready to stamp even with a nice light colored ink. Now I'm going to show you how great it is to get ink off of a stamp that has had ink on it for a very long time. This really large stamp has a lot of excess ink, and it has been on for over a month. And watch how easily it starts coming off with one pass of cleaning. So you can see here, I'm kind of just rubbing it into all the little creases and crevices. You can see I left a little bit over on one side, but I'm going to probably do it one more time because there is so much ink and it's been on for so long, a whole month. And this is a permanent ink and it's coming right off. Look at all that ink coming off of a stamp that's had ink on it for so long. It's amazing and it's so easy. And it's actually really fun to clean your stamps this way. Look at it. I could stop right there, but I want to make sure I get all of it because it's been on for so long. And sometimes you can look at a stamp and you'll think that it's completely clean until you put the cleaner on it. Like here, I'm going to flip it over so you can see how much ink we get off even the second time here. So look at this. Oh my goodness. It's so fun to then see a nice clean stamp. And as I said, this ink has been on there for over a month. Look at how clean and nice it is. And it's ready to use for even a light colored ink again. If you want, you can also add a little water to your ink off cloth and wipe off some of the cleaner, but you really don't have to. It does work as a really nice conditioner for your stamps as well. So I also want to show you how great it works for colored inks. So you can use it with colored inks, black inks, embossing inks. Like if your stamp gets sticky because you've been using a lot of embossing inks and it's very cloudy looking, you can use this cleaner to even clean that off and it will get all the stickiness off. So I stamped it, I then just wiped off the excess ink, and now I use the ink off cleaner and then wipe it off, and I am ready to go. Wait to see how nice and clean this stamp is, and it's conditioned and ready to stamp with. Really, really easy and fun to do. As I mentioned earlier, you can clean so many things. So here I'm going to clean a Misty that has a lot of excess ink on it. This ink has been on this Misty for over a month, along with that stamp that has a lot of ink on it. So I just wiped a little of the excess off, but you can see when you wipe it with a cloth, and that's what I'm showing you here, there's still a lot of ink on there. So I really want to get that ink off. So I grab my ink off cleaning pad. I'm going to wipe it down and then wipe the stamp, and then I will wipe it with my ink off cloth and I will be ready to go. And what is really great is I didn't have to spray anything. It cleaned it without me worrying about breathing in any fumes from a cleaner. The other thing is if you're traveling, this works great. You can just pop it in your bag. You can get on an airplane. So not only does it clean your stamps really well, your cleaning blocks, your Misty, it is easy to travel with too. So, and it conditions. So isn't that great? Look at how clean this is. I'm going to put a piece of paper in here so you can see and remember how much ink was there. Actually, that's a tile. Look at all that ink that's gone. So that's the ink off stamp cleaner. Thanks for joining me. Hope you'll subscribe and see you next time.